mayhem at the Trucker Commission in Ottawa. Here's why. It's been going on for a month already, and it is required by law that whenever the Emergencies Act is invoked, which happened in February, so it's 9 months ago now. Well, we knew it was coming, but Trudeau is rigging the rules. See, he's dumping hundreds of documents, thousands of pages, on the commission and its lawyers only now, as in like last night, like today. There's no way that the lawyers for the commission or the lawyers for the truckers or the judge himself can read through these hundreds or thousands of documents in time. And not just that, the documents are blacked out, not by the judge, not after a back and forth over whether they're confidential or disclosable. It's just Trudeau deciding that he doesn't want his more embarrassing words or deeds to be revealed. I've said before that I believe this judge has generally done the right thing in this inquiry, but mainly it's been the police witnesses who have generally done the right thing. Senior cops from the Ottawa Police Service, from the Ontario Provincial Police, from the RCMP, from other governments like Alberta and Ontario, even Saskatchewan. Not a single police chief has said that they needed martial law to solve the problem of the protesters. There was a big border crossing at the big bridge between Windsor and Detroit, cleared peacefully without martial law. Same with the blockade at the Alberta-Montana border. No cop needed martial law. And that's an important test in the Emergencies Act. There needs to be an extreme danger to the country. And part two, that danger cannot be solved by any other law. Neither of these two parts of the test were met. And all the cops so far have been honest enough to say so. But it's the end of the honesty part as the political liars take the stand. Bill Blair, the disgraced ex-cop who ran the G20 Civil Liberties bonfire when he worked in Ontario, that saw hundreds of innocent people being kettled and physically abused by police. But Trudeau, being a bully, is considered a plus to him, not a minus when it comes to policing. So the cops disclosed their records to the commission. The cops testified more or less honestly, I think. But now come Trudeau's liars and their late disclosure. There are two ways to handle documents that you have to turn over but you don't want to in a legal process. One is to pretend that they don't exist, to just lie and to hide them or to delay. That's usually what Trudeau does, for example, with access to information. But that might be too obvious here since all the police forces have disclosed theirs. So the other way is to wait to the night before the hearing and then over-disclose, to give hundreds or thousands or tens of thousands of pages, maybe in huge bankers' boxes or huge PDF documents, and make people try to find the needle in the haystack the night before the hearing, or show them where the needle in the haystack is, but black it out. Make it so there's no time for the judicial inquiry to consider the matter. Here's how that meltdown went today.
Good morning, sir. My name is Keith Wilson, counsel for the convoy organizers. I apologize for my voice. I'm recovering from a cold.
I have a bit of the same.
Thank you, sir. Sir, we're not in a position to proceed with Cross at this time, and there's two reasons. One is the federal government has disclosed over a week ago an extensive volume of documents that are highly redacted. It is obvious from the face of the documents that they don't meet the criteria for lawful redactions. A motion was made last week for those redactions to be lifted. The submissions closed on Thursday evening. We still have no ruling. A number of days have passed. For the cross-examination and the discovery of truth process to be valid and effective, the parties require access to the documents. We don't have that. So we would appreciate some indication as to when the commission is actually going to rule on that and hopefully compel the proper disclosure of the records so that cross-examinations can be effective. I emphasize that these documents are not related to future witnesses, but present witnesses. So we're making the process inefficient with all due respect by not allowing the parties to have access to unredacted documents. Second reason we're not in a position to proceed with our cross-examination at this time with this witness is our lead counsel, Mr. Brendan Miller, who had prepared for the cross, as you know, sir, has been removed from the room by you when he was raising a motion to find a way around the absence of a ruling on the redactions. So we're just not in a position to proceed on cross, sir.
Okay, well, just on your first question, it is expected that the ruling will come out at during the lunch hour. There have been a fair amount of back and forth without going into detail. There's some, let's say, innovative type of issues that had to be dealt with. So that should come out at the lunchtime, which I'm happy to, yeah, I will do my utmost. It's going to come out, unfortunately, probably not on the record, the website, because it won't be translated, which is one of the issues we have to deal with. But we will, in light of what you say, we'll issue it in English only for the moment, and it will be posted when it's bilingual. But I understand that submission. So that should enable you, so we can put off the cross-examinations till after the lunchtime. In terms of the other problem, that's not something I can deal with. I'm trying to deal the best I can with the situation, and quite frankly, if the issue had been raised the way you have now, I would have given the answer I'm giving now. So what I propose then, since this witness will be here after lunch, we simply delay till after lunch. If you could endeavor, because I see you have, Mr. Will, you have a co-counsel, so can sort out how that can be done, that would be appreciated.
Now, maybe it doesn't matter. I'm pretty sure that any judge would rule on the preponderance of evidence that there was no legal basis for martial law. I think that's pretty well established by now. I think all Trudeau is doing is hiding his most crass, his most abusive, his most embarrassing comments and deeds from the media. That's Trudeau. He thinks he's above the law. It reminds me of when the federal court ordered him to accredit Rebel News as journalists for the leaders' debates, and we showed up, and the judge had ordered that we be accredited as journalists literally hours earlier. But to Trudeau, that court order didn't apply to him. That's just some judge. He's Trudeau. He does what he wants.
First of all, questions around accreditation were handled by the press gallery and the consortium of networks who have strong perspectives on quality journalism and the important information that is shared with Canadians. The reality is organizations like yours that continue to spread misinformation and disinformation on the science around vaccines, around how we're going to actually get through this pandemic and be there for each other and keep our kids safe, is part of why we're seeing such unfortunate anger and lack of understanding of basic science. And quite frankly, I won't call it a media organization, your group of individuals need to take accountability for some of the polarization that we're seeing in this country. And I think Canadians are cluing into the fact that there is a really important decision we take about the kind of country we want to see. And I salute all extraordinary, hardworking journalists that put science and facts at the heart of what they do and ask me tough questions every day, but make sure that they are educating and informing Canadians from a broad range of perspectives, which is the last thing that you guys do.
I mean, Justin Trudeau takes bribes from foreign lobbyists. That's the ruling by the ethics commissioner, but he doesn't give a damn. What you just saw was an excerpt from my nightly show, the Ezra Levant Show. Every weekday, I do a monologue. Usually it's about half an hour. Then I interview an interesting guest, and then we read my hate mail or my fan mail, whichever is more fun. It's only available behind a paywall, though. That's how we pay our bills here at Rebel News. We don't take a dime from Justin Trudeau. But the good news is it's only $8 a month, about half the price of Netflix. And in addition to my nightly show, you also get weekly shows from 4 other friends here at Rebel News. So you're getting 36 shows a month just for $8. I think it's worth it. And even if you're not quite sure, do it anyways, because we rely on viewers like you to keep us free and independent. I promise you I'll never take a dime from Trudeau. Just go to rebelnewsplus.com and click subscribe. Thanks.